Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Ishida. I'm back from the dead. Welcome to another Nautcast, or more precise, another special edition, because the new patch is about to come out, 1.21, and I'm really excited about this, and Fabian was kind enough to join me again to talk a little bit about the patch, so welcome to Fabian.
Hi Ishida, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How are you guys doing? I heard you had some troubles earlier with the Mac client.
Yeah, we hoped to plan to release the patch last week, but it didn't happen because of the Mac build that crashed on Thursday. So we had to postpone the build to next week, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, but it sounds like everything is sorted out. Or are you guys still working on that?
Yeah, no, it's fixed, so we're ready to go. But yeah, as you know, we don't release patches on Friday because if something goes wrong, then there's no one in the weekend to repair it. So.
Oh, that sounds very reasonable. So yeah, we are actually willing to wait because of this. So yeah, we will talk about some of the bigger changes. The one I find significant that the community finds significant. And after that, we can do a little bit of small talk. So let's dive right into the changes. One of the bigger changes I noticed are the solar items. You changed a lot on these. It looks like you want to give people a possibility to get away from solar items. Did I see that right?
Yeah, as you know, we've done a big overhaul a few patches ago where we changed the whole health system with characters gaining health over time instead of buying the items, and that was a big change for the whole utility bar. And yeah, so at the moment we have some problems with people going into the solar items, and they are very dominant within the utility bar. And so yeah, I tried in 1.21 to reduce the effects of the solar items and the dominance of those items.
Alright, so you actually increase the amount of solar you get at the drop, and decrease the solar you get from Piggy Bank and Solar Tree.
Yeah, exactly. So Piggy Bank and Solar Tree are nerfed a bit, and I think I buffed the health, the pills as well, a little bit to extra compensate it.
Alright, so we will most likely see less rush comps or like more delayed rush compositions in the future. Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, so a little bit less rushing and maybe a little bit less snowballing at the end with Solar Tree. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. There's still a little bit of discussion on the Medican, on the regeneration of health. I think it's in a good spot for early game at the moment. Mid game it's fine as well, but it might cause some problems in late game. But we'll have to see once the patch goes live.
Alright, so yeah, we are looking forward to that. You guys also fixed some general problems with people being able to cheese turrets, I saw. Especially the backdooring on the bottom turret on the AI station.
Yeah, I think I've changed a little bit in the geometry to fix those issues. But it was really easy to fix. I've also increased the homing aspect of the bullets of turrets, so they should hit a lot more solid, and they will be more scary to face in combat.
It sounds like that. The turrets they got buffed in hit points too, so they're quite buff at the moment. So early game, you can't really even attempt to try and cheese the turret on your own.
Yeah, only the back turrets have had a small increase in health hit points, but all the turrets have increased homing capabilities.
All right. So yeah, another change I really, really love is the one with the jump at the base. Because right now, for people who do not know, you could just fight at the base, and when things got hard, you could just use the jump pad right at the base to escape to the safe jungle or wherever it takes you on a certain map. Now, in the new patch, those jump pads are locked for teams only and are color-coded too. So, I think I saw that suggestion first off in the forums. You guys got that idea from there?
Yep, absolutely. It was an idea from the forums, and we took it, and yeah, that's how a lot of things go for Astronauts. We pick a lot of things out of the community and implement it in Astronauts.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Also, you fixed the running monkey. You punched him in the neck.
Yeah, that was one of my own suggestions to the coders to change it.
It was so loud. Every time I started up the game, I had to take off my headphones. But yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go over some Naut changes that seem significant. One that instantly jumped my eye was flashy glasses, because Railen right now in the competitive scene is a very, very liked pick, because she can just farm like crazy and reach max level or max loadout earlier than any other Naut. So you
Absolutely.
fixed that to a fixed amount, if I'm informed correctly.
Yeah, so before the patch, or currently in the current build, the flashing glasses takes a percentage of the damage that's done, so it scales with damage upgrades. And as you said, in the competitive scene, you see a lot of Railens playing with flashing glasses, and she is it gives her the ability to really level fast and get all her items very, very quick. And so it had to be changed. It was one of the main things on my list to do. And yeah, we've changed the system a bit, where she now gets a static amount of solar per hit per character.
Alright, it seems like you did that before, didn't you, with Magnetic Tongue on Leon?
Yeah, that's true. But the back end of Leon is still percentage based, but I managed to do it in combination with the other items. But at the moment we've rebuilt the system, and now can actually it's a lot more solid. I don't think that Leon's tongue needs to be changed. I think it works really well.
It does.
Yeah, it's really nice to have this system in place now.
Alright, so another change that happened was the another step in the transformation of Lone Star into a brawler. The AoE on his missiles got removed. What is the reasoning behind this change?
Yeah, the homing missiles added a lot of extra pushing capabilities to Lone Star. Lone Star is by far one of the best pushers in the game, yeah, I thought it need to be changed a little bit. I think removing the AoE effect is a little bit of an experiment. I didn't got a lot of feedback on it from the beta nuts and the alpha nuts, but no news is always good news. So let's see how it goes in the patch. If it's too big of a nerf, then we need to change it back. But yeah, I think it's in a better spot at the moment.
Alright, so I actually overheard some people talking about the beta, and at one point you actually removed the knockback too on missiles. Why did you go back on that?
Are we still talking about knockback on, or still talking on the missiles of Lone Star?
Yes, I think. Oh, did people lie to me there?
I don't think that I've added knockback. Actually.
Well, it's like a mini stun that applies to people. Mini knockback.
I'm not sure if that's even in the game, but yeah, I
Alright.
can check. If it is, then it's not intentional, I guess, or it was already there. I'm not sure.
Okay, alright. So, while you're checking, we can move on to one of the bigger nerfs, I guess, which is Clunk, who got his explosion damage reduced, and Power Converter got nerfed too. So why did you nerf Clunk out of all nods?
I think his early build was a bit too strong. A lot of people agree with me that he was more of a brawler than a tank, especially early game, where he can dish out a lot of damage. Yeah, with topping off a little bit of his health and decreasing his health, he's a little bit more vulnerable, which should compensate for the damage that he's dealing.
Okay, so he got less health and does less damage right now. It's just an overall nerf, really. Plus, Blueprints gets changed, which I think is a very good thing because Blueprints was very, very strong.
Yeah, especially against Derpl.
Yeah, Derpl's just got wrecked. I saw that in games I played and in competitive play, and it just was not a nice sight. A complete character who got counted by 280 solar, I think it was. So yeah, that seems like a very good change.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better this way. It was a suggestion also from the community. In the patch where I've implemented the RB, at studio we thought it was a really fun kind of thing, but it just ends out that it's too strong against specific characters like Derpl. So yeah, that doesn't really work in competitive play. So we had to remove it.
Alright, so talking about Derpl got some major changes too. He got 2 new cat upgrades, which make him, at least according to some videos I've watched, into an amazing pusher. Hovercat gets replaced by Fat Cat, which adds an explosive cat to your main cat shot. And Cat gets split by Replaced Personality Cat, which splits cat bullets into 2 lesser bullets on impact, which will fly out on the opposite side of the target. So yeah, talk a little bit about how you got the ideas for those changes and what you are aiming to do with them.
Well, it was obvious for a long time that Hovercat was a very bad upgrade for Derpl, as well as Cat. There weren't many situations where you could use it. Yeah, I got the idea from also from the community for implementing the exploding cats, the Fat Cat. I think it was Sam who actually made suggestion. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, again, a community input on that, and yeah, I think it was you needed some extra pushing capabilities to make us build a little bit more diverse, and with the split personality cat, that should help a lot for his pushing capabilities.
Alright, so you also fixed Genji, which is good, which will make all the Genji mains in the community rejoice. But the biggest elephant or Cortex tank in the room is, of course, the Voltaar remake. So you guys kinda remade Voltaar, not completely. He still has his base abilities, but you reworked a lot of mechanics.
Yeah, it's more of the backend need to be changed, and some small changes that had a lot of impact. I think the healing wave was always very hard skill to balance and to get it right. It's a character that snowballs really hard depending on the team composition and based on the skill level of the team as well. But in lower, as you can see in the lower leagues, Voltaar was one of the least popular characters, very underpowered because of bad team play. Higher tiers he's a lot better, but if you go in top tier, then he's again really underpowered. So it needed to be changed, and I think the healing wave with the charge up is a lot more interesting and provides more direct heal, which feels better with feedback instead of the heal over time.
Alright, so it also adds quite the skill ceiling to the heal, but because you have to decide now if you want to heal spam or just want to wait up and do a big burst heal.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's also one of the reasons why I changed it. It was a bit of a lot of feedback from the community was that the character was too easy to play with and the skill ceiling too low. Although not everybody agrees with me on this, but I think he needed a little bit some changes to make skill ceiling a little bit higher. Indeed, with the healing charge, you get a lot more interesting opportunities to go for spam heal, or you go for the maximum heal, get more solar out of it, whatever you need on that specific situation. Also the change to the drones, where you can aim them now, adds a lot more to the skill ceiling, and it needs more interaction with the player.
Alright, so how
does the right position?
Alright. So how does do the changes to the healing wave actually affect the solar gain? Does he get more solar if he does the burst heal?
It should be around the same amount. With this patch, it's the first step that we're going to take in the changes of Voltaar, making skill ceiling higher. But to do that, I first need to keep all the prices about the same, so I can see if the skills work, see if the upgrades work, and go and balance the items later on. It's really hard to balance, to do the solar balance with the beta nodes and alpha nodes. I need more people to play with him and see over a longer amount of time how much solar gain he does with his charging of shield.
I'm sure at least the Voltaar Master Race will love to help you out. So just keep checking keep checking the forums. Those guys are eagerly awaiting. I'm good friends with the leader of the Voltaar Master Race. Shout out to Prendendo, and they are very, very. They're very nervous about the changes because they're really happy and at the same time really afraid about them.
Yeah, it's really difficult to see what the effects are of these changes. I've talked with the top Voltaar players in the community, and even them they can say if his solar gain is larger or smaller. It's so difficult to tell, especially when you're in top tier, playing with these team compositions. It's really difficult to tell. My feeling says that his healing wave is buff. I think his healing is stronger than before, as well as solar gain. His healing is, I think, a bit stronger than the solar gain, but we'll have to see how it goes. The charging is a completely different mechanic, and it's really difficult to tell what will happen.
Alright, so I also see that the knockbacks on Voltaar have changed a little bit. Psychokinetic Repulsion, which is the knockback on Healing Wave, only works for max heal charge. So before it was like what was it? Every third heal?
No, actually it was on a different cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
This is my main problem with the previous version is that it was unreliable. Only the top tier guys knew when the knockback pulse was ready. There was no feedback or feed forward when it was ready or how long it will take to get it ready. Now that it works on every full charge, you know exactly when it's going to hit, and making it a lot more reliable.
Alright, so I also see that Cortex tank, which is the knockback on heal bot, I believe, does a pulse on creation and does 0.1 stun on hit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very minor stun. Also, two changes that are taken from the community. The pulse on the knockback pulse was also really unreliable, and by adding the pulse on creation, you have more direct input on the battlefield.
All right, so you got weren't you guys afraid that with the mini stun on the Cortex tank, you can get people stun locked inside the healbot range?
Yeah, it's a really minor stun. It's 0.1 second. I don't know. It's again something we need to test out. I haven't got any negative feedback from the community or from the beta nodes and alpha nodes at this point. We'll have to see once it goes live. I don't think that it will cause any big problems.
Alright, so I actually see that the blind time on dark matter shots got increased to 1 second. That's a really long duration. Especially for a fast-paced game like Awesome Lots. 1 second is a lot of time on the battlefield.
Actually, that's one of the changes that was removed. I think you have the old patch notes.
Oh yes, I have the old patch notes.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't sent you the latest ones, but I removed the duration increase on blind, so that won't be implemented. We got a lot of negative feedback on it, and as well from beta testing, we've seen that it was way too long. However, the dark matter shots now do apply on suicide drones explosions, which is I think the same length as normal blind length. So that should make a more direct input for blind.
Alright, so yeah, that sounds really good. I'm actually interested in playing Voltaar myself now, so let's see how that turns out. I hope that those changes bring Voltaar back to the lower leagues, and of course back into the competitive scene, because we don't really see Voltaar in either of those extremes, just somewhere around the middle on casual queuing. So yeah, let's see about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we went over all the big changes. The last change that came to my eye was a nerf, I think, on Vinnie and Spike's damage. The dead seahorse head now does 40% of the damage of normal spikes. So his total damage when you go full damage Vinnie gets reduced, which was, in my opinion, gravely needed, because he had a lot of bloody burst.
Yeah, his burst was way too high. I think this, instead of, I think the early patches noted that we've reduced the damage of all the skills. I did a reiteration on that and just nerfed the damage on Dead Seahorse. I think that was a better way to do it.
I think so too, because he should still be able to burst, but not like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think that those were all the changes that were really big and significant. I also see a nerf a little bit to Gnaw, but nothing really major. Also, actually he regens 1 terapod every 12 seconds, so that's actually really big. Sorry, I totally.
Yeah, that's again one of the ideas from the community. I think it's a good one, especially for higher tier play, where people really follow Gnaw around and make sure he doesn't get to put down his weaklings, and keeping him away from opportunities to get more parts for turrets. With this new regen, it should help a lot in providing Gnaw with more weaklings. I did reduce his base split damage a bit. This was in combination with the reduction of regeneration or Medican. And it's a minor nerf. I think most people took Medican because they were afraid of being in a game with Gnaw, especially with the new skin coming out. I think we will see a lot of new Gnaw players in Gnaws this next month, and hopefully that is a good combination with the Medican changes.
All right. So when will actually Norbot come out?
With patch 1.21, so same patch.
Ah, fantastic. So really looking forward to that. Great skin all around. So yeah, I think we went over all the significant changes. Any changes or fixes you want to address yourself that I didn't mention?
I think we went over most of them. The only thing I want to say about one of the changes is the changes on Leon. There were some problems where combinations were made with Party Mask and Surprise Party Mask and Clove of Honor. I think I wasn't able to make the correct changes in the end. So at the moment he will dish out 50% damage on his third hit, which will seem like a little bit buggy system at this time when hitting turrets. So be aware of this problem. However, I'm looking into this, and hopefully I'm able to fix this in 1.22.
All right. So yeah. Talking about 1.22, is Swiggins gonna get released in 1.22?
Hopefully, yes, but it depends on if there's going to be another small fix in between or any skin release. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, the big patch after 1.21 will be a patch with Swiggins.
All right. So how is Swiggins actually doing? You told me you were very much involved into the development of Swiggins. Please share some information with us.
Yeah, so basically I've built all the skills and all the items for him, as well as the main balance for him. Yeah, it's going really well. I've built all of his items at this point. I need to do a rough round of the balancing next week, and hopefully I'll be able to maybe we can do a stream of his playstyle. And same as we did with Ayla, to show the community how far he is. Yeah, and it's going really well, and hopefully we'll be able to do a beta at the end of next week or the week after that. So yeah, it's going really fast at this point.
Alright, really looking forward to this. So tell us a little bit about his items. What kind of upgrades will Swiggins get?
So I've opened a development build here for myself, so I can walk through it. Currently, he has two skills. You got the Anchor Dive skill, where you can throw out his anchor, and once it hits an enemy or a wall, he will fly to its target. So this is differently than we've changed this skill a bit based on the initial idea, where he would pull enemies towards him We thought it was too similar to Leon's tongue, and want to diversify from it and change it a little bit. So instead, he has more of displacement for himself skill, and it works really well. So you can use it to hit a wall and get out of a nasty situation, or you can throw it out, try to hit an enemy, and pull yourself towards it. There's a damage also on his on the moment the anchor dive ends. So once you hit your enemy and you're there, you're going to do a damage to that enemy, and a few upgrades increase the damage, and for instance also a minor stun of 1.2 seconds you can add to the anchor dive. Reduce the cooldown, but also you can make it an AoE explosion.
Oh, that sounds like fun. AoE initiation.
So you can make it complete utility, or you can make it more of a damage dealing skill. The range is very significant. It's got a range of 6, which is a little bit more than Leon's tongue. You can actually increase the range, so it's especially if you're going into the utility kind of build, you can really pull yourself from far away, out of combat or into combat.
All right, so can you? I heard Kuhn talk about you being able to hookshot between scenery. Is that still possible to get around with the hookshot?
Yeah, so the anchor dive is you can hit walls, you can hit the floor, you can hit the ceiling, and you can use it to pull it towards the point you've hit in a direct line.
Oh, that sounds like the best thing.
So let's go in his second skill. His second skill is called Anchor Drop. It's the skill where he throws out his anchor and it will leech onto to an enemy. The anchor, in the original version, the anchor wasn't targetable, so it wasn't players weren't able to destroy it. Just yesterday, I've changed that. It's now destroyable. I think it says like 30, somewhere between 30 and 50 hit points. And it has a duration of 5 seconds, so it holds the enemy for 5 seconds. One awesome note it can hold. Seems like a very long time. That's also what we've encountered in our playtests, and that's the reason why why I changed it to make it destroyable. And it has so what it does, it you throw it out in a small arc, and once it's near an enemy, it will throw out a laser beam or laser chain, as you say, and it holds the character within a certain area. So the character can move around, but not farther away than the chain allows. So you can move around in a circle, and you can upgrade this chain to make it shorter, so you can keep the enemy closer to the anchor. Again, you can make the anchor explode at the end. So this is a nice synergy between those two upgrades. Let's see. Another one is that Swiggins gets a heal once he picks up his anchor. So you throw it out, and once you pick it up, you gain a little bit of health. You can also do this behind the turret to heal up. Obviously, you will be using your cooldown in that sense.
How big is that cooldown?
I have an old version here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It says 1 second here, but that's not correct. I think it's between 5 or 7 seconds.
All right.
Let's see. You can increase the duration of the hold, and you can increase the movement of Swiggins without holding the anchor. So once Swiggins throws out his anchor, he will increase his speed, his moving speed, and you can also upgrade this stat, and you can also move faster during without holding the anchor.
Alright, so I actually heard that he gains a different auto attack when he drops his anchor too, so he gains the ink shot.
Yeah, this is true. So basically, once he holds his anchor, he does a melee attack, a bit similar to Leon. It has a slower attack speed, but a higher amount of damage. I think it's 15 at this moment. It's very slow, but it does a very large amount of damage. He is slow, you can throw it out, then you're fast, and you got a ranged attack, and an ink spray. It has a higher attack speed, and it's ranged damage, and single target.
Alright, so will you actually do 6 upgrades for every kind of auto attack, or just 6 upgrades for the whole auto attack row?
There are 6 upgrades for both the auto attacks. For instance, you get an attack speed upgrade, which works both for the anchor swing as well as the ink spray skill.
Mm-hmm.
The damage upgrade works in the same way, so it upgrades both skills. Then you got an upgrade which gives you double damage when doing one or the other skill, so doing anchor dive or anchor drop. This is a great combination where you throw out your anchor and you can hold, or you can do an anchor dive. You push yourself towards someone, and then you deal double damage at that point.
Oh.
So it's very good for initiation. I think one of the roles of Swiggins is an initiator. I think it's the first time I've called a character that way. He is really good at that. He throws out his anchor and things go down. Ink spray also, you can also increase or add a blind effect. This is one of the upgrades that doesn't also stack with anchor swing. So it only works on ink spray, where you can add a blind effect. Yeah, there are also some other upgrades as well. So, but most of the upgrades work together on both skills.
Alright, so yeah, that sounds really interesting. Can you already give an ETA like in 2 to 3 months, or on when the patch will come out, or can't you talk about that yet?
Swiggins patch will. Again, it depends on testing. I think we'll need maybe 3 weeks, or at the end, 3 weeks. I think that's the earliest we'll be able to.
Oh, already. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really exciting. I didn't think you would be done so fast. So yes.
Yeah, so 2 weeks after patch 1.21. I think that's a good estimate. Maybe 2-3 weeks after that.
Alright, so we are really looking forward to that. So what will we actually see in the future from Runimo? Do you guys have anything planned yet? A new Naut, some new skins?
We do have some new skins. We have I've actually done my first voice acting. I'm not gonna say I can't give you details, but the only detail I can give is that it was for Derpl.
Oh.
So he will get a premium skin. I'm not sure when it goes live. We also have a bunch of other skins that still are waiting on release. I think you can remember the Mel skin for
yes, I do.
Lone Star. That skin will be released together with another skin. And it will be part of a special promotion. I can't tell you too much about it, but my guess would be that it will be the patch 1.22 or 1.23, because we're pretty far along with it, and it's been waiting for a long time to be released, so it should get out there as soon as possible. But aside from all the skins and Swiggins and balance patches, we got something very, very huge. We got a very big thing coming. I think it's hopefully we'll be able to announce this big thing in August, so next month, and this will be the next big thing for Astronaut.
Alright, so something on the scale of the Linux patch, or even bigger, or a little bit smaller?
Bigger.
Bigger, way bigger.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, now you got me excited, damn it. So yeah, really looking forward for that. So, do you have anything you want to talk about on here? For the end?
No, I think we've discussed almost everything. We got over Swiggins, almost all of his items. We discussed the balance patch. Yeah, I'm super excited for this patch. I got a lot of good feedback from the beta nodes as well as the alpha nodes. Yeah, I think it's going in the right direction. I really love the summer nodes. I've watched almost all the matches, and yeah, it's awesome to see that people again have been signing up for the APL, and super excited for the second APL. I really love to watch those matches.
I just wanted to say, you sure are, I'm sure you're excited too for the APL Invitational.
Yeah, exactly.
And to see, for the waiting time, there's always the the Awesome North Mega Brawl by Kajix. So we are not short on tournaments right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it was a bit. The summer notes did ended with that very well, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly.
I was really frustrated because it was one in the evening, and it was so late, and yeah, so many people were all still online and watching the stream, and yeah, that was a little bit sad. And I hope to see 3HM against Discovery Channel in the APL. That would be awesome. Hopefully, we'll see that match in the future.
Yeah, it was really disappointing, but yeah, it was unfortunate, to say the least. But I think, if I'm informed correctly, Discovery Channel and 3HM are planning to do a scrim to, with the rules from the grand finals, so just so they can put on the match and put on the show. So yeah, if you're interested in that, when this actually happens, I will tweet that out and maybe even cast it. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely, do that, so we can retweet it. It's that's going to be a very interesting match to watch.
Oh, yes, indeed. So yeah, I think that has been it. Thank you, Fabian, for coming on. It's always a pleasure talking to you, especially about balance and the patches.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for everything. So yeah, I think that's it. I will return most likely next week for the next Nautcast. There are some people who have been wanting to come on for a long time, but this is a surprise, so I will tell you guys some more in the thread. So until then, I have been Ashida. This has been the Nautcast. With me has been Fabian. Have a good time, everybody.